Aquarius, welcome to your intimate tarot reading. I hope you're well. I hope you're fabulous. I am days away from vacation and I'm kind of already in that vein, right? I'm already kind of in that energy. I'm in vacation clothing. I'm ready to go. I'm there mentally. Physically, I'm still in the central time zone. But my body will catch up soon to its destination. I'm very excited. How are you doing? I hope you're well. Let's find out. Intimate Tarot. Let's talk about it. Christina, why do you read Intimate Tarot? Thank you for asking, Aquarius. If you'd like to know why I read Intimate Tarot, specifically sexual energy, it will be outlined for you in the description box. Heads up, if you are someone who is sensitive around the topics of sexual energy, sexual identification, sexual descriptions, both very, very vague or very, very detailed, I never know, this is not the message type for you. I want you to feel free, pass this one up. I will see you in a couple of weeks. I don't want you to watch anything that would cross you or your values. I would never encourage it at all, because you will take nothing from it. If tarot at all offends you, don't watch it. You'll just upset yourself because it's not part of your belief system. The same is true for sexual energy. If you think it's not important or it's too sensitive a subject, again, you will take nothing from it. So don't put yourself through it, okay? Myself, personally, I read it because I understand sexual energy comes into play as who we are individuals. Thus, it stands to reason it will affect our relationship, and so it does. No matter how we label it, identify it, no matter how small of a role we think it is in our lives, or how large of a role it plays in our lives, regardless, it's with us. That's why I look at it. All energy type is worthy of looking at. All energy type is worthy of exploring. Because the more we know, you know? That's it. That's all. Different take on the same old concept. That's it, really. All energy is valid. All energy is real. So, basic rules apply. Take what resonates, save it does not. Reverse energies as it applies. All right. Show me that Aquarian sexual energy, please. Show me that Aquarian sexual energy. 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 What's going on, please? What's going on, please, for Aquarius? Show me Aquarius. Show me that Aquarian sexual energy, please. Intimate Tarot, by the way, tends to be my longest reading type, simply because the sexual energy tends to be the most neglected, misunderstood, or people must insist that it's not important, it's not important, it's not important, when indeed is important. So I usually have to combat that. I have to combat that belief, which is not correct, and I have to combat that thinking, which is not correct, and I have to combat the feeling. Sexual energy tends to be very important to us. It's just how we express it, how much do we know about it, and so on and so forth. And it can either be very, well, like all energy, in alignment with who we are, or it can be completely fragmented and wreak absolute havoc on us. Which is more often not the case. Three of Wands, waiting, communication, crossing, Ace of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, the Five of Swords. Honey, you might want a beginning, just not with that. Just not with that. I don't like it. I don't like it. Somebody's playing push and pull with their energy, specifically their sexual energy. It's like they're playing peekaboo with it. Well, I may or may not be interested in you, Aquarius. I don't know. Your energy is remarkably straightforward. You look forward to a new beginning, and you'd like to communicate that outward. You'd like to get things generated. You'd like to get things going. I see you talking to somebody. I don't know if who you're talking to is this person who looks like their energy is not really in the best frame of mind to begin a relationship, sexually or otherwise. They're being conservative with their energy, and that's fine. With the Four of Pentacles, sexually speaking, that's fine. You shouldn't just always present your sexual energy on the upfront. But when you attach the Five of Swords with it, that means that they are withholding on purpose. It's a manipulation thing, an agenda thing, playing peekaboo with their sexual energy, acting like it's something you can acquire, but they have no interest in giving it freely, not without getting something in return, and I don't like that. So I don't know that you're necessarily naming your new energy at this person, or someone new outside of this dynamic, in which case I don't know why I'm seeing them. Let's keep going. Ten of Swords, Page of Wands, called it. Okay, so we have an ending here, and you are wanting to open up to a soul bond, a Six of Cups. Beautiful energy. Just a little bit. Page 1. Perfectly fine. He's a little guy. An intimate tarot, just getting things started, that's cool. Page of Wands, it's a little inquiry. Hey, how you doing? You old soul bond so-and-so. So I don't know if this is a soul bond you have yet to meet or someone you already know. We'll get there. But this is on the writing on the back of some sort of ending from what looks like somebody who had manipulative and or controlling sexual energy. In other words, it was agenda-based. It was not unconditional. It was conditional. That's never good. That's never a good combo. And I was wondering, why are you aiming all this fantastic energy at this person, Aquarius? What are you doing? You're not. So it's looking like there's going to be an ending here. If there hasn't been, it's lining up in that direction. Anyone who cannot use their sexual energy appropriately in that respect of, I won't give you sexual energy unless I can get something in return, not good. Anybody who plays mind games with their sexual energy, well, I'd give you more if you made me feel better. Or they know they're not into you anymore, but they keep you stringing along, something like that. Whatever it is, it's manipulation, it's mind games, and they, again, 4 of Pentacles in the right position is healthy, especially when you're first connecting. I'm conservative, I don't just put it all out there, but I am getting to know you. That's fine, but this person withholds on purpose, and it's just not healthy. Because it seems to me like you're trying to aim with some level of anticipation your sexual energy somewhere else. And it is on the precedence of an ending, as far as I can tell. Strengths are willing to open your heart up. Yeah, little guy. You're showing me pages with the construct of new. Those are healthy pages, in other words. The pages should not be assigned more energy than they can actually carry. So if you are aiming towards new, you're showing me pages is perfectly fine. Okay. Obstacles, working through it, 8 of Pentacles. I don't know what that means. We shall see. Outcome, 10 of Pentacles, longevity, discipline, dedication, loyalty. In other words, your sexual energy goes towards something productive that constitutes a healthy, constructive effort between 2 people who are dedicated to the same cause. In other words, how their sexual energy is played out in the 3D says it needs to lend more to who we are, not take away. So it can't just be all about, ooh, fun, sexy times. It's actually got to be constructive. It's got to go somewhere. It's got to, we're talking about loyalty here, longevity, roots, meaning something in the long term, right? All right, let's get cracking. That seems to be the direction you're headed in, yeah? You want to know who you're coming home to and what it's all about. And P.S. it needs to be healthy, right? It needs to be productive. I understand. Cheers, honey. Let's get cracking. All right. So that 3 of Wands. So in the recent past, your sexual energy was looking out on the horizon. Perhaps it was restless. Perhaps it was anticipating something new. I see that over here in your current sexual energy as well. Let's take a look. So that 3 of Wands, and that's not longing, honey. The 3 of Wands in sexual tarot is longing. It's the longing. I desire, and I want to see it on the horizon. Let that ship come into port, you know what I'm saying? So show me that 3 of Wands, please. I'm enjoying this. Your baseline was incredibly straightforward. I thank you for that. I haven't gotten too many of those recently, to be honest with you. And that's the thing about intimate energy, honey. It's so neglected. It's so misunderstood. What is essentially a very simple concept for humans, we'll take it and spin it out in 1,000 different directions. Anything to avoid it, to look at it, to really understand it. That's not important. So let's just be angry at each other for 5 or 10 years. That was pretty much Libra's reading. Yeah. Nobody wants that. That's why I read tarot. It's like, so what's really going on? Show me that 3 of Wands, please. Show me that 3 of Wands, please, for that Aquarian. Of course, you'll recognize Big Red, the tarot deck of sexual magic, respectively. Okay. No, I do not list my decks. I have too many. Can you blame a girl for having too many decks? I mean, it's just the way it is. Ooh, oh. Oh! Oh, yes. Bye. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Why are you here? Go. Bye. Have fun. Bye. Don't look back. Grab him. Don't look back, honey. Ooh. I grant you. Timing's at play. I grant you. I got you. I got it. Timing's at play. Oh, but it's delicious. It's fucking delicious. There might be some distance between you and a significant person. Very strong connection. I don't feel like it's that. Could be. Don't get me wrong. For some of you, it will apply. For the vast majority of you, however, there's a weighting element attached to your sexual energy in regard to something strong as hell. And it represents that Ace of Pentacles not once but twice. So the root of our sexual energy for the Aquarius I'm looking at says you take your sexual energy very, very seriously. And you already showed me that a couple of times in your 3D construct. So that tells me, again, if you're going to engage in sexual energy, it has to have a purpose behind it. In other words, it needs to build to something. Okay, that yellow brick road needs to go somewhere, preferably the Emerald Kingdom, yes? And that's what I'm saying. So you're more than happy to generate some new activity. You want to, you desire to. You're longing. 3 of Wands, again, is longing and also the implication of timing. Timing. You anticipate in your sexual energy an Ace of Pentacles, something here that's solid as fuck. Okay. But oh, not only that, honey. Ooh, lolly. You got a mountain spades today. Look at that Lovers, 10 of Cups. Shut up. Shut up. No, keep talking. It's gorgeous. No, I like this a lot. That's solid. And you're telling me you want all the best of the elements. Real world, longevity, strong spiritual connection, emotional connection, 10 of Cups, that's actually harmonious, sexual connection that's through the roof. Yes, why not? If you're gonna, honey, go big or go home. That's what she said. Seriously, that's beautiful. You anticipate it. It's anticipatory. Your sexual and spiritual energy is longing for this. This is what you want. You would like to pull this in, please. That's also what she said. Communication, 8 of Pentacles, crossing. You're contemplating communicating these things to someone whom you've ID'd as a very strong connection. Let's keep going. Show me the 8 of Wands. Some of you at Scorpio, that just caught my attention. We also have Gemini here. Fair amount of earth energy. Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus does not have to be. Some of the 8 of Wands, please. Some of the 8 of Wands. Some of the 8 of Wands. Some of the 8 of Wands. Some of the 8 of Wands, please. Some of the 8 of Wands. Two of Swords. Should you? The Devil. Knight of Wands. Ooh. Ooh. You have some sexual energy towards someone that's so strong that it confuses you. And it kind of up your communication. I don't know what to say to this person as how strong it is for you. So the Devil, I mean, it kind of speaks for itself, right? There's really not much confusion there. And of course we all know who the Knight of Wands is. So the Knight of Wands in sexual tarot is the best fitting depiction of our fast acting sexual energy that like this. The Devil says, oh, but they got stay power. So the sexual energy that you experience towards someone is very strong and it has a lot of stay power. It is deeply rooted and it also tells me it's unrequited. The fact that we desire somebody this deeply, this strongly, and for such a long time, it confuses you. Particularly, for some reason, it fucks up your words with the 8 of Wands. Sometimes it can be so strong, it's intense, it makes you feel dizzy. It confuses you. There's confusion in here. It's confusion how something can feel this strong, that desirous, and for as long as it has. This is a very deep, outstanding desire you have towards someone, and I see it crosses with the Ace of Pentacles. In other words, can you take it seriously? That's an excellent question. I'm going to say yes, and I'll tell you why. The opening energy suggests not just your sex, but your strong sense of self and purpose. With your Ace of Pentacles here twice, says you know better. Says you know the difference. You know the difference, or at least you should, between very strong sexual attraction and something that has longevity. Just because you desire someone so strongly doesn't mean you don't love them. Okay? People often confuse the two. That attraction so strong, it has to be bad. And sometimes it is. And then sometimes it's that strong because you're supposed to be drawn to it. Did I point this out? I apologize. I repeat myself often. That's what I do. If you're around the channel, you already know this. You're like, yeah, Christina. So the Lovers plus the Devil, unrequited, automatically. Automatically. Almost automatically. Not being on the same page at the same time. Strong lover's connection that's not being maximized or brought to fruition the way it's supposed to. So it turns into a devilish type situation where we feel strongly compelled towards this. It almost feels compulsive because the energy has not expressed itself in the way that it was meant to. And so it becomes, or it feels scary, fearful. It's so strong that sometimes we're repelled by it. And that's how I'm seeing it here. But it also confuses you. Should you communicate with it? Because when you communicate with whatever this connection is, it gets overwhelming. Your words don't come out the way you intended to, because that sexual intensity gets in the way. And then it confuses you. Well, maybe then it is just all sexual intensity, right? I know. That's what happens to a lot of people. Where that connection is just so hard hitting between two people who can be like this across from each other. And all that tension gets in the way, and we can't say what we mean to say, we can't do what we mean to do, and then we get overwhelmed, we shut it down, and we're like, you know what, it's just attraction. It's just attraction. Hey, honey, how come it's been with you that long? It was just attraction. It wouldn't have that much stay power. You desire this person for all the right reasons. I'm happy to report. 10 of Cups, the Lovers, Ace of Pentacles. You want to give it the best. You also want to receive from that dynamic the best. And if it was really a devil thing, you wouldn't be desiring the best of it, right? It's just when it comes down to that 3D energy, the real world shit, when you have to start talking to it and you have to start investing in it, that's when it's like, what did you say? What were we talking about? What was I going to say? What did I say? I was going to say something? No, I didn't. I wasn't going to say. What were you going to say? And then you break away from that like an hour later and you're like, what the fuck just happened? You know what I'm saying? It's like that. And it's like, I meant to say this one thing and that didn't happen. Well, I'm just stupid. That's just it. Sometimes it feels like that. That's how overwhelming it is. No, guys, I'm sorry. I've been reading tarot a long time. You cannot assume that you know the devil. If it was in a negative context, I'd tell you, in the sexual energy, it's unrequited here, clearly. You wouldn't be longing for the best unless you knew on some level that you could get the best from it. Okay? I promise. So I don't know what the hell that is, but it ain't this. This you want and desire the best from it. And you have a very strong idea, feeling that they could give you the best of them too. But it comes out, you know. The Two of Swords is crossing the communication. Plus all that sexual intensity on there, forget about it. Forget about it. It just gets overwhelming, honey. It gets overwhelming. And what we mean to say and do doesn't happen. Okay? Show me the Ace of Pentacles, please. Not once but twice. But you, bless you, you have such a strong idea of what it is you want to see for yourself, and so you should. You very much desire, but there's time attached to it. It's like you've been waiting, and you want to give the best of your sex and the best of your love to this. It's such a strong connection, but to the point it freaks you out, and possibly sometimes you feel like you got to shut it down. You know, and that does happen. 100%. Show me the Ace of Pentacles, please. The Ace of Pentacles. Show me the Ace of Pentacles, please. It has such a strong grip on you that sometimes it freaks you out. I mean, we're talking... Did I just say out? Like I'm Canadian? Oh, that's cool. Shout out to my Canadian brothers and sisters. Show me the Ace of Pentacles, please. Show me the Ace of Pentacles. Show me the Ace of Pentacles. Show me the Ace of Pentacles. Show me the Ace of Pentacles, please. What's going on? You, I'll get to you. You just stay put. Show me the Ace of Pentacles, please. Oh, stop it. Aquarius, stop. Oh, honey. Oh, honey. Yeah, your sexual GPS, your High Priestess, once more with that Three of Wands, longing it points you to this person repeatedly. There is love here between two people with the Two of Cups. You know, the Five of Pentacles, we don't have this person's physical, sexual energy. Okay. It's interesting because your intuition, which is both sexual and emotional in this context, points back to this person repeatedly. That they would be a good investment, a great investment, a spectacular investment. But it's kind of like, for whatever reason, that energy is not being generated into the 3D and making it happen. Part of that's fear with the Devil here, at the point that the connection itself is so fucking intense and so through the roof spiritually and otherwise that we get overwhelmed by it. Our words fuck up, our intentions fuck up. These things do happen. They do. They really do. You know, and I've been through something like this myself, where it's just like the intensity of what you feel gets in the way of your words, and it gets in the way of your actions. And sometimes we're just left befuddled about what we're doing and why we're doing it. And then we get locked into that pattern of repeating it. So I don't know how long it's been like this in this dynamic with this person, but I know it's long enough that you feel bad about it. That everything you wanted to say and do is not what happened. And there's still love here, very much so. It's felt at the energetic level, and you feel it intuitively right there. There's your intuition, which again, in sexual tarot, is both emotional as well as sexual. So your emotional and sexual GPS, if you will, says, I still have a cup for this person. I don't know if you've ever said it to them. I don't know. That's up to you. It looks private. But you felt it. It might have been, honey, if it's so unrequited, you might have said, there's no point in saying it if I know I can't bring it together. If I can't bring it together and I know I can't, I shouldn't say it. That's for some of you. I don't know. But it's even still, your intuition points back to this person. There's the longing. You desired it in the past. Recent past, too. You still look at them. I don't think it's done yet, babe. I don't think it's done. I don't think it's done. That Ten of Swords is not this person. This is something else. Connections like this aren't just lost. You anticipate, like you know you could get this from them. You know you can. The best of everything you got, babe. Everything. That's a lot. It's beautiful. We should all desire to achieve so much. You really wanted to plant that Ace of Pentacles in that person. You have to excuse the innuendos, honey. It's just who I am. I can't help it. You still feel that the love is there. You still feel that they probably love you too, and I think you're probably right. So the offer is possibly stalled, delayed. I think you two communicate through music in some way. There's a very strong feminine energy that surrounds this. I don't mean that they're hyper femme. I mean, there's a lusciousness. That's what I'm saying. That's what I want to say. Lusciousness surrounding this person's energy. We're talking like the flowers when they're in full bloom. Very lush. A very warm, soft body. Highly feminine, but not like a girly girl. That's not what I mean. I mean the fertility or the fullness. The fullness of this person's energy, the warmth of it. The softness of it. And there's something to do with music between the two of you? Something to do with a white rose. I don't know. Now, No. Your heart and your sex still points to this person. It doesn't matter how overwhelmingly intense it was. The fact of the matter is the goodness in you and the goodness between your connection. That was the point. That was the point. Okay? And not how it became so overwhelming that it became disjointed or shut down. I see what looks like awkward communication because of the intensity and not knowing what to do with it. Now, what is this? What is this? This is conditional sex. Like, I don't want to say that. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know how else to put it. It's conditional sex. And by that I mean it has a price. It has to be paid for. I don't mean like that. It could be, but I don't think it's like that. Sex work. It's one of those things where if you want this person's intimacies and they know that, they're going to make you pay for it in some way. Okay. It's conditional. And sex should not be conditional. Love should not be conditional. This person has a price, whatever it is, you know. Four of Pentacles, some at Four of Pentacles. Or they use their body or their sex as a form of you give me and I'll give you. I mean, that's what I mean by that. It's conditional. You know. Show me that Four of Pentacles, please. Sagittarian energy, doesn't have to be. Knight of Swords, Seven of Swords, that's a liar. I'm sorry, that's a liar. I'm completely disinterested from reading this person further. It's a liar. Sorry. They say they know what sex is worth. They say that sex is a good thing. They don't believe it. They don't take action to back up whatever it is that they say. It could be Sag, doesn't have to be, and that's not a knock on Sag. It's literally the power card that's there. We also have Libra here. We have Gemini, as I've said, but I'm seeing that coming from within you. A fair amount of Earth here today. I don't quite know who your lover's energy is, but it has so much promise attached to it and such a strong longing attached to it that you could have everything with them. That's the tone that you have with him. And how it came out was pressure and intensity, possibly drama, sexual tension and sexual drama, something like that. No. Underneath all that, there was love and a genuine connection. When it's unrequited, it comes out the way it comes out. This is someone who exists in the real world, and they're a liar. They say they want this. They say they want to heal. They say that sex is good for healing with you and that they want to make up with you, and yet they still remain conservative. They still remain withholding. They have been marked twice with very strong lies, Five of Swords and the Seven of Swords. Honey, it's up to you if you want to believe that, but actions. Someone either gives unto themselves because they want to, because they love that person, or they don't, and they come with a price tag. What is this person's price tag? They're good company. It ain't looking like good company. You know what looks like good company? That's the one you want to take home. That's the one you want to show off to family and friends. That's the one that you take to bed and you're like, yeah, that's mine. And then you're like, I put my name on that one. And I put a ring on it too. This one's like, yeah, sex with you is great. But there's something I need from you first. That's what I'm saying. If you've never really practiced the spiritual arts, that's what tarot is, it's the spiritual arts, and you don't know what the hell that devil means, you're just automatically going to assume it's bad. I'm telling you, it's an unrequited strong connection, where the sexual energy is so strong because it's unrequited, but the core of the connection remains positive and healthy and correct. Their love is here. This has presented itself very strongly as a liar. in the 3D. So that tells me you had access to it and possibly still have access to it, but not without a price. Showing this person's 5 of Swords, their sexual energy towards you is literally manipulation. Whereas this is as honest and as real and as raw as it gets. But I feel like you don't know the good flavor of it because you were always anticipating the good flavor of it. You never actually got to access. All you got was the intensity and the confusion and the overwhelming feelings. Show me that 5 of Swords, please. Show me that 5 of Swords. Show me that 5 of Swords. Show me that 5 of Swords. Show me that 5 of Swords, please. Oh my God. Honey, you got to go. No. I'm going to talk to you like I talk to my friend. You got to go. Whatever this is, no. It's no good. It's no good. They recognize the relationship. They're in it with you. I told you, you can access this person in the real world. That doesn't mean it's good for you. You have not been able to access this person at a high functioning rate in the real world like you would like to. And they seem to be the best for you, even though they evoke the strongest feelings of fear in you. Because the sexual tension is high doesn't mean it's bad. In fact, it's the core of this fucking dynamic that has given you the clue that it's actually for you. This is upper level spiritual shit that's challenging you and it freaks you out. This is something that you have access to and it's very familiar because all people lie. Most people operate on that exchange rate of agendas. This is what you can do for me and this is what I can give to you. This is for some reason what you know and it's what you're familiar with. What can I get from you? What can I get out of this? What do we agree to? Because there is some sort of contract here between you and I'm telling you it ain't good. There's a 4 of Wands. There's some sort of relationship, God forbid a commitment, even a marriage. And I don't assume that when I see the 4 of Wands, but I'm going to tell you right now, they recognize this as their relationship that they get to use at their disposal. And it's at their convenience. And it's what makes them happy. The 9 of Cups is here. 5 of Swords twice. This is not healthy. It literally is, what can I get from this relationship? I don't know what their motivation is. I don't care. It's most likely security, given that 4 of Pentacles. Stingy. You know, I don't want to do anything else. I don't know how to do anything else. And I've got Aquarius in my pocket. Or they felt that they did. They say that they're healthy. They want to work things out with you. They're nowhere near it. 7 of Swords, 5 of Swords. Put some 9 of Cups on top of that. 9 of Cups is supposed to be a beautiful thing. Unless it's self-interest of the worst kind. And we all have self-interest. It's what we do with it. This person is in this relationship, 4 of Wands relationship, 9 of Cups, self-interest, 5 of Swords twice, for their own sense of use or purpose. Manipulation. Agenda. Conditional. I don't like it. They use their sex for manipulation. They use their emotions towards you for manipulation. And then they say, yeah, I'm totally in this with you. I totally mean it. I'm totally sincere. Right, I only speak and act according to what I do. Bullshit. They sneak away from their real thoughts. Then they give you some lip service bullshit about needing more time or patience. Their sexual energy is not great this month or whatever it is. Then they play out the clock until they get whatever it is they need to feel good again. No, this is using. This is using, and it comes across as conservation or I'm too tired or I can't give to you whatever, but I need this to feel good though. Their reasons for staying in it are manipulative at best and most likely a safety thing. Because they know that they're in a dynamic with you where they can say or do whatever they want to get what they want. And then they'll give you whatever they feel like giving you in return. They call the shots. It's not fair, it's gross, and it's sticky and gross. Ew, nasty. That energy is just so blatantly unapologetic. It is wrapped up in a lot of lies, and if this person is as manipulative as I think they are, they're going to believe them. So you, by extension, might have believed them too. But at some point, you must understand that every time they ask for something, or you've asked for something, there seems to be a price tag attached to it. It's never free-flowing, organic, and it doesn't just jump on you because it wants to or because it loves you so much. There's always something with this person. Always. Always a condition. always an amendum, always a caveat. There's always some fine print with this person. You see what I'm saying? Dragging things out, excuses, say one thing, does another constantly. If you feel like you're being used, honey, you are. Or at least you were. I'm seeing a Ten of Swords. Let's make use of that. Show me that Ten of Swords, please. It's not this. This is something else. You might have some Gemini on your chart, in which case check theirs out. They had something similar. They had an exit and entry trading off too. Yours is a little different. The timeline's a little interesting. Your longing and anticipation for your ideal connection, your ideal lover, is not fantasy-based at all. It's actually realistic. Your biggest regret was that you weren't able to put an offer in it. What is that? What is that? Some of you wish you had. It's not too late. It's not. Your intuition's telling you it's not. Some of you wished you had. Oh, you had a choice. Oh, is that what I'm saying? A long time ago. About who to invest in, and you wish you invested in the other way. I see. I haven't seen one of those dilemmas in a long time. Well, it's not a dilemma, it's done. If that's the case, then it's done. It's in the past. You can't take that back. But is that what that is? If I had known the promise of that person how many years ago I would have invested in them. Oh my. Oh. Well, it ain't over till it's over. All right, show me that Ten of Swords, please. Speaking of over, show me that Ten of Swords, please. Show me that Ten of Swords, please. Show me that Ten of Swords. That would explain the longing. That would explain the longing and looking outwards at the past. And yet, Three of Wands by definition says wait. I wish I had waited to better know who that person was or to make the investment. I made the call too early. I wish I had waited. Ten of Swords. Show me that Ten of Swords, please. Show me that Ten of Swords, please. Good. 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 I'm not going to have to give you a lecture like I did other folks. Good. Thank you. You get to the point much faster, Aquarius. I appreciate you for that. You don't even know, and I'm not even fucking joking. Aquarius, honey, when you want... Here's the thing. You are so dualistic in nature. You're actually not too far away from Gemini in that respect. You can hang out in stratospheres that most people can only dream of. Okay, and I have to explain this to my daughter all the time, who's an Aquarius as well. Out here, you're out there in space. You're out there in space. You're out there in space with your big thoughts, and your big thoughts, and then your big thoughts. And nobody can get a hold of you. Nobody can get a hold of you. Fucking nobody can get a hold of you when you're out there doing whatever it is that you do with your big thoughts and your big picture energy, because that's what you do with the Ace of Swords. You're a big thinker, big ideas. That's what you do. And you will hang out there, and you're not going to check in with anybody. You don't do that. No. You confer with yourself. Always. You will discuss your thoughts with no one. You're just out there. You're just out there floating around in space. Nobody knows what you're thinking half the time. Don't get me wrong. You're still down here on planet Earth, and your body's doing things. But for the most part, your brain's out there. And then when you decide to collide home with, okay, this is what I've learned. And famously, once you make up your mind, you make up your mind. Now, you can hang out there in space for a long time and nobody knows nothing about what you're thinking. Not really. Again, you're fixed. We're like all fixed signs. We don't like change, and we will consult ourselves first. Fixed water. I consult my feelings first and foremost. Right? I'm not talking to anybody about it. Fixed earth is the same. Fixed fire is the same. Fixed air. Your thoughts are your own. You don't really share. Not really. You'll go over things with people, like a process, but you're not really looking for confirmation or approval. You see the difference? And then when something hits home for you, everything just kind of falls into place for Aquarius, and that's why you can shock the hell out of people with your conclusions, because nobody knew you were thinking about this shit to begin with. So when I'm telling you, you arrived to your conclusion and now it's non-negotiable, you're like, it's done. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Because I tell you, honey, I have to point this shit out with Scorpio all the time. The water signs, Cancer, Pisces. You're in something that's going to end. Why won't you accept it? Why won't you acknowledge it? You're just dragging this out. And Aquarius is like, I've thought about it. And here's my answer. And that's what you're doing. I don't know when you cottoned on to this mess, but you did. Bravo. And I mean that. Good fucking job. Good job for not being in denial any more than you had to be. I don't know how long that was. That's up to you. I don't care. The point is that you worked through it. And when it hits you, you will take action appropriately. It's you. That's the King of Swords. The kings are the fixed signs, as we've discussed. That's you. You are pulling a tower. You have to. For your own good. For your own well-being and for your own health and safety. I have to agree. You understood the hard way, but nevertheless, you allowed yourself to understand how fundamentally unhappy you have been, emotionally as well as sexually. The Four of Cups is both. And how it's on you to pull this tower down, because they're getting whatever it is that they say they need to get in order to sustain this, so they're not going to have any insight anytime soon. When you are that far down the rabbit hole of Five of Swords and Seven of Swords, you're just straight up lying to yourself. There's no way. You're going to have to pull the cold trigger on this. I agree. I completely agree. You are. It hurts you more than it hurts them. Okay? And you are going to have to pull a cold trigger on that. And it is cold. And it is harsh. And it's very Aquarian. And that's also one of your superpowers. For some of you, Aquarius is your North Node. That's a hell of a skill. Mine is Leo. That means my South Node is Aquarius. That means I overthink things. So it doesn't work for me. But for other people, when Aquarius is your North Node, that's a hell of a thing. That's a hell of a power structure. And for others of you, rising in Venus. But yeah. That's some powerful energy, honey. That's some powerful but self-empowering energy too. You're bringing this down. Good job. Very good. Again, this is separate. There's some notes here of the past. Longing about decisions made. Longing for that energy still. And could you ever possibly put a real Ace of Pentacles into it? You had such strong feelings for it. Possibly to the point of feeling obsessive or possessive. Again, it comes not from the devil, but unrequited space. Strong, good, healthy energy that has not lived up to its potential, so it comes down like this. Okay? That doesn't mean it can't do this again. If it was that strong once, it can be again. That's why your energy's longing so strongly for that, because you know it's healthy, not because it's not healthy. This is unhealthy. You know that. There's your little page, opening back up, bless them. Show me that Page of Wands, please. A little bit of intimacy, a little bit of excitement. I'm seeing an accelerated timeline for you, but you, for your part, you do have a tendency to adjust mentally rather fast. Compared to the other signs, yes. The mental adjuster, yes you are. Show me that Page of Wands, please. The Hanged Man, King of Cups, you're going for it. Good job. It was a time delay. God dang, I'm good. Let me tell you. Yes, I take pride in my work. I've been doing this a long time. And I'm still happy and pleased by my own results. Yes, get over it. I like my job and I like what I do. That's why I'm here, honey. Yeah, if you can't pat yourself on the back for some of your own work, you got problems. I don't know. I take pride in my work, honey. Let me tell you something. When I told you there was a... fucking called it. When I told you there was a delay on this, I wasn't wrong. You were wretched. I was like, why is it longing? Yes. The desire for this ideal connection that's so strong. Yes. That spiritually and sexually challenges you and wraps you up in the head and it makes you fucking crazy. That connection is called being in love. Just pointing out the obvious. When it drives you that fucking crazy, It's just because it hasn't come together. That's not the reason you're separating from this. You're separating from this is because it's not healthy and someone's straight up lying. And I have a strong feeling that it has everything to do with security, manipulation, and just making sure that that person feels secure in having their way. And they use sex as a weapon. No. That's a no-no in my book. That's a big one. This, whoever this is, I was wondering who they are. King of Cups, Emperor, Scorpio, Aries energy right here is on a time delay at the Hanged Man. We're opening up towards it. So I was wondering why you were looking so intensely at the past. Did I make the right decision? I didn't know the promise of that person back then. Something like that. There's a whiff in there somewhere for somebody. Either for you or them or somewhere in between the two of you. There's that whiff of, I wish I had made different decisions. I didn't know the investment that they would be today. Something like that. Regardless, that's where that timing element's coming in. It wasn't time. Damn, Gina. Show me that Six of Cups. Show me that soul bond energy. That's very strong love. You showing me some masculine energy here. Healthy pride, healthy sex, healthy sense of empowerment. I did the right thing. Kind of like the way I was patting myself on the back. That's what your sexual energy and your emotional energy is doing. It's like, yeah. That's exactly what that's like. Because it's that empowering once you get that high of, I did this. I did the right thing. It was hard. It was painful. And I had to assume they're not going to make things easy for you. You know that, right? They are way too invested in all the wrong ways in this relationship. So that's why I see you triggering this Tower. You are deeply disappointed and hurt by this whole thing once you understood what the connection amounted to in their eyes. Yeah, that's going to be enough to mark anybody with disappointment and pain. But then your energy is so small. Page of Wands. Curious. Happy. Excited. This thing that had a time delay on it. It's making you feel glorious. Very self-empowered. Because it feels right. Very strong soul connection here. Very strong. Show me that Six of Cups, please. Show me that Six of Cups. Show me that Six of Cups. King of Pentacles. Some of you might have some very strong Taurus in your chart. Could be connecting to one. Interesting. Oh, there you are again. Oh, honey, look at you. Oh, you look so strong and you look so happy. Yes. Oh, you're surprising your person. Oh, they're a little surprised. Actually, no, it's like the timing had to be right. You're showing me a couple towers here. This one you trigger out of pain, but understanding that the ending is best for this dynamic, unhealthy as it is, unsupportive as it is, and just gross. And over here, it's the Tower for very different reasons. It's kind of like understanding that this soul bond was always your comfort. It was always a good match. You feel a lot better as you open up to this. It's even a surprise to you. It's like you didn't know it was going to be half as good as you had thought. You felt it, but feeling it and actually experiencing it are two different things. So when you actually experience it in the real world, all the corners feel right in your life. And it comes in kind of as a surprise. And I think you surprised them a little bit. But they seem happy to see you. They seem to be very grounded, very loving, very generous. Okay. Lovely. Here's strengths. Another little page and a little guy. I'm willing to keep my heart open and my sex open. Show me that Page of Cups, please. Show me that Page of Cups. Show me that Page of Cups. Show me that Page of Cups. Show me that Page of Cups, please. Show me that Page of Cups. Out with being used and into being loved. Intensely. Show me that Page of Cups, please. Nine of Pentacles. There he is again, King of Pentacles. This is the one we've been longing for. Oh my God, Grace, shut up. Shut up. Oh my God. Oh. Oh, God dang it. I hate it when people get my squishy side. They just poke me in the stick sometimes, I swear to God. Oh, right now you're poking me in the heart. No, stop it. This is the one we were longing for. Oh. Oh. Three of Wands, King of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. It's beautiful, it's gorgeous, it's everything we had thought it would be. This is the one we always kept like a little bit of a heart for. This is the one we always kept a little bit of a flame for. I'm telling you, there's something there. I can't fully define it. But you two have crossed timelines powerfully twice, I think, in your life. Bare minimum, twice. And the first time, there is somebody here saying, I didn't know if I had chosen that, it might have been a very different investment. I didn't know it at the time. Perhaps you two weren't ready for each other with the Three of Wands. Perhaps there was distance between you two. It's more like looking back on it as a decision made and an Ace of Pentacles not taken, but somehow you had the insight, fast forward, growth of that person. And there's something about them that's quite lush and full and loving and very generous that I didn't know it was going to be like that back then. I might have chosen it if I had known. And it's just, and it was you or them, somebody. I just know that you two aren't mad at each other. It's not like that. I don't think you left on poor terms. It seems like that with the Five of Pentacles, but it's not. That's just the break of the 3D energy. The bond remains between you two, and that's what's important. The sexual intensity, unrequited as it is, remains as ever as it was. It's just the realness of it, the beauty of it, okay? The true love and support of it was always there for you two to discover, but it wasn't discovered. Not at the same time. It took distance and breakage, desire and longing, and appreciation of the bond to understand that, okay, it wasn't chosen the first time, but it doesn't mean it can't be chosen a second time or a third time. I don't know how many times you two have circled around each other's orbits. I'm guessing a couple. One is clear. But anyway, the Three of Wands is here again. We're very pleased. The Nine of Pentacles, somebody embodies that independent energy. Somebody who can stand on their own 2 feet, someone who's very experienced, someone who's confident, someone who has a strong sense of self. And you're looking at that person like, yeah. And that longing is, we're feeling much more fulfilled. We're experiencing, all you're doing is telling me you're experiencing it, you're experiencing it, you're experiencing it, and it feels good. That's all you know. And maybe that's all you need to know. You don't feel like you're being used. This person says that they're very comfortable on their own, and they know how to stand on their own 2 feet, so they're not using you. And that's one of the things that I think helps you relax considerably, is that you don't feel like you're being used. It's almost like a astounding comparative measure you have of how capable this person is compared to where you came from. And that's like some mind-blowing shit to you. It's like you really do your own thing, huh? You really are that capable, huh? You really, wow, look at you go. You don't need me for nothing. You don't need to squeeze something out of me. You're choosing me because you actually want to choose me? Wow. Yeah. It's a good feeling, isn't it? It's a very good feeling. Very good. Eight of Pentacles is the obstacle. That's actually got my curiosity a little bit. Could be finances are coming into play. Show me this Eight of Pentacles, please. Show me the Eight of Pentacles. Show me the Eight of Pentacles. Show me the Eight of Pentacles. Show me the Eight of Pentacles, please. Oh. You have such interesting energy in you. And all the heads of state have been here at some point. The Emperor's here as well. You have some very strong masculine energy in you. That you can still be a female and still relate to that sentence. You have some very sharp masculine energy here. Level-headed, practical. But it's like you're allowing yourself to incorporate this notion of the fantastical too. That you can have it all. And I agree, yes, you can. I know it's one of the most confusing and frustrating things I see in sexual energy is that because it feels really, really strong, it must be really, really bad or unstable. And sometimes it can be. There's a reason why that reputation exists. But because that reputation exists, people often push aside things like this that are equally strong and signaling by the universe that this is for us, not against us. Because we have these built-in prejudices and notions that this is how it must be. And that's not the case at all. And it's like you're learning these things, and it's beautiful. Knights of Pentacles, the Moon, the Three of Pentacles. Ah! Aha! What say ye? Okay, I gotcha. I gotcha. I gotcha. But you're like, Christina, I don't know how to approach this. It's one of those things that I don't... How do I reapproach it? You're like, seriously though, Christina, talk to me. Logistically, how do I get reacquainted with this? Okay. How do I work through it? What do you mean, how do you work through it? You figure it out as you go along. You want to know how you can get reacquainted with this. You've been tinkering with it. It's kind of there on the back burner. So you two did do a 3D 5 of Pentacles split. But let me make that clear. The bond has not split. With a bond like this, you can't really ever fully separate it from it. I'm telling you, they still love you. And you know this. I know you know this. How do I bring the friendship back into... How do I reincorporate the friendship? That's what you want to know. And the obstacles, how do I work through that piece? I'll pull some advice for you. Okay, let's keep cracking. Show me that Ten of Pentacles, please. Show me that Ten of Pentacles with all this fantastic energy running around between you two that's both real and spiritual, emotional, and sexual. Honey, you're smart. You'll figure it out. How do I reestablish friendship? I'd like to do this. I just don't know how. It's going to be difficult so long as you remain connected to this, because you'll never be able to fully enjoy your lover's union so long as you continue to hold on to something that's holding on to you for the wrong reasons. It will just continue to create a divide in what it is you truly want. So that's something that you do need to address. You can't have it both. You know, this one clearly isn't for you, nor is it healthy. The other one, however, is... I might say some advice here for your Ten of Pentacles. Hold on. God dang it. I need to tell you right now. Okay. There's something here you need to move on first. You wanted to know how to get reacquainted with this connection. Start out with friends, get reacquainted with a friendship level. You need to dedicate more of your energy for moving on to this, moving on from this, leaving this specifically. The foundation that you have with this person, you didn't show to me, is a huge emphasis. It is proving problematic in your world in as much as you don't give it attention. The foundation that you have with whatever this is that lies to you, it's still there and it's not going to change. I told you they were getting something out of this, most likely the comfort of the relationship, but they want it on their terms, and it is manipulation. They're holding on to it. And honey, again, try getting a straight answer from that person. When you lie to yourself that much, they lie to themselves a lot about what they do with you and why they're connected to you at all. Okay, when you lie to yourself that much, you're never going to get a straight answer from this person. You know, there's a reason why you had to trigger a cold tower. You know, right? You know. You have to know. You have to ask yourself, is that the foundation you want? And is that the person you really want in there? The answer is no. I see you leaving it behind. And once that's done, how you become reacquainted in that connection, the one that you actually want, the one that you've been desiring this whole time, that will fall into place easily. But you are never going to know how easily it can fall into place until you know that this is done. I promise you, things like that, that's extraordinary love. And that's extraordinary bonding right there. Rather the potential. So much of it's unrequited, but you two could easily pick up where you left off. You have imagined 1,000 times what it had been like if you had given this a substantial offer. And that's decisions at the time. We didn't know sometimes how robust a person is or how robust a connection could be until time passes and we can appreciate it. We don't always know what we're looking at when we're looking at it. We don't always know how to invest in things when we have the opportunity. That's life. You can't get things right straight out of the gate, because if you did, there wouldn't be such a thing as tarot and therapy. You know? Some of the stupidest comments I see are like, well, they should have chosen me when I was 18. No, you were 18, 16, 20. People have the weirdest expectations. Sometimes you have to go through some shit and learn things the hard way before you understand where the hell it is you're supposed to be and what it is you should not be doing. It's not healthy, whatever that is. And you need to free up more of your energy towards leaving it, because they're still lying about why they're here. They're still lying about why they bring things together with you. They use their sexual energy here, again, as part of their cover for the sanctuary of the Ten of Pentacles. Safety. Knowing it's loyal and it's stable. I sincerely doubt it's through their efforts. You share it. You gotta dedicate to leaving this behind. Move forward. Accept it. I see you strongly, willfully, and without feeling bad about it, nor should you, exiting this, moving on. I'm curious about when you pull this Tower, because everything else after that is easy. You won't have to worry about your friend and will you be able to work things out? The answer is yes, you will. This, you're so happy, you're so pleased. You feel strong and you don't feel like you're being used. You feel like you're being loved and experiencing this person sexually for the right reasons, because they want to. Because they do. They love you who you are. You know, they're sexually attracted to you naturally, just like you are to them. I'm telling you, don't let that devil throw you off. I know the difference between a bad devil and one that just happens because sometimes shit's so intense it feels weird. There's a big difference. If somebody was a sex addict, I don't know if it's a sex addict, honey. I don't see that at all. It might have, whatever this connection is, again, being so strong, it might have felt addictive. And somebody here in this dynamic might have had experience with sexual liaisons or sexual addiction. But again, it's that thing that because it feels so intense, it must be bad. Sometimes it feels that intense because it's supposed to be good for you. But try telling that to the human beings who have been giving a very strong, you know, the book is the cover type of mentality or type of preaching. You're going to believe it. No. This right here told me that when you're looking back on it now, it was a beautiful opportunity, and you very much desire that beautiful opportunity. You didn't know how it was going to develop. And the idea is, if I did, I would have chosen it. That's true for everybody. If we had known, right? If we had known. Hindsight's 20/20. Yeah, but how else would you have known sometimes unless you had to learn it the hard way or learn it from a distance or learn it through breakage? Like I said, I don't know how many times you two crossed on each other's timelines. That's not the point. The point is that you learn. You want to know, Christina, how do I like low key, real talk, how do I get my friend back and we can get that going again? I don't know how to do it. How do I get through the mechanics? What do you think you got to do? What do you think you got to do? Because if this is still unresolved, by the way, your lover's connection is never going to come out, because it will still remain unrequited so long as you are engaged in something else that's not good for you. That's why I see you pulling that cold Tower. It hurts. But honey, what hurts more? You having to cut this person off, or knowing that God knows how long they've been lying to you? Well, you tell me which one hurts more. Are you going to let your ego be so out of control that you will not accept that this is bad for you? That's not the Aquarius I'm looking at. Advice, please. Advice, please. Balancing up. Advice, please, for Aquarius. Take action towards breaking. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty blunt. Stop acting confused. You know what to do. You do. You understand your passion for this situation separated. You no longer have the enthusiasm you once did to keep it together. It's rejected. Your passion's rejected all the time for all the wrong reasons. And you yourself are feeling more and more passionless towards this every day. It's take action towards the break. Stop being confused. You know what's up. In regards to our lovers' connection, advice, please. Advice, please. Uh-oh. Work through the mourning process. If there's anything you regret, that's exactly what you needed to work through. So that was under your obstacles as well. You were like, Christina, what do I do? How do I fix this? Work through the sadness. Okay. And whatever that sadness means to you, if there's regret, work through that sadness. What does that mean? If there's hurt, what does that mean? If there's remorse, what does that mean? If there is a sense of apology, what does that mean? Exactly. The Sun. Understand that there's more happiness in the situation than there is sadness if you choose it. Correct. Just as I said, there is more happiness to be had in this lover's union, in this lover's connection, if you work through it, than missed opportunity. It's only a missed opportunity if you completely miss the opportunity. You've told me you had it once, maybe twice. And you still could. There's the warmth, there's the love, it's both. Sexual energy is resplendent, restorative, beautiful. Your emotional energy, on point. We have to work through the sadness, sense of loss, regret, express ourselves emotionally. That's pretty straightforward. That situation, however, is not solvable, and I don't think you want it. You're best served in moving forward, so if you have Cancer in your chart, I want you to use it. Okay, now let's do some time checks, please. The most solid thing through my... This has already happened. I'm not going to time check that. Your desire for it remains. The Ace of Pentacles, your desire to invest in this remains. That hasn't changed, so I can't get time on it. I just see that there's distance between your connectivity points. The coldest... I keep saying cold. It is cold, honey, but it's also necessary. It's necessary pain. It's necessary pain. Tower. Show me this tower, please. Show me this tower, please. Show me this tower for some of you next Scorpio season. For some of you next Aquarian season. What is late January? Show me this. Show me this tower, please. Ten of Swords. Very soon. For some of you, very soon. I wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting that. But let it go for now. Now's not the time, but soon. Why isn't it time yet? Soon. Let go of it for now. Let go of it for now. Fall time. Some of you fall, some of you sooner. Okay, for you guys it's across the board then. Some of you it's very soon. June, that's this month. And for others of you, not yet, till fall. I'm sorry, there's something here that's too high in the summer energy. I just don't see it happening. Don't get me wrong. For some of you, that tower drops this month. For others of you, not till later. And there is a wall in my mind's eye about June. For some of you, there's a height of activity. I can't see it, but it's in June. And I'm just seeing pentacles stacked on top of each other. For some reason, it's so high in my mind's eye. That's why I can't take very soon seriously. But for some of you, yeah. Perhaps some of you will have that could be what I'm seeing too. Mounting evidence in June about this situation. But I'm just seeing a wall of pentacles that you can't break through right now. So some of you, you're at the height of work stress and And so now's not the time. So that's why for some of you it's much later in the year or even the beginning of the new year, as I've said. And for others of you, I'm thinking mounting evidence in June about this. Well, if you want my cooperation, you need to give me this, that, and the other. Yeah, I'm totally a team partner and player on this. I'm totally sincere about it. I totally want to stay in this with you. I'm totally still hot for you. I totally still love you. And if you keep believing my lies at this point, it's pretty much on you. You can believe what you want. The lack of enthusiasm, they're so used to lying. And it's I don't even know if it's because they're a bad person, but it's the marks of a coward. Somebody who doesn't have the ability to say, the reason I'm sticking around is because I need the security. So I'm going to say to myself what I need to say to justify staying in this, and then therefore make you believe that I'm here for the right reasons because I need the security. I need to know that I'm being taken care of. But everything I do for you in this foundation is 100% conditional about what you give me. And that's not good. That means you're not being loved for who you are. And that's disgusting. Okay? That's absolutely disgusting. And you, honey, for your part, to put not too fine a point on it, maybe because of this dynamic, maybe because you knew what used to be in your life, or what could have been in your life, and still could. You've been desiring someone else a long time ago. So let's just get to that point too. I'm not saying you're like this person. What I'm saying is, whatever it is you're looking for, you've been desiring, feeling for, hoping for. I mean, again, to not put too fine a point on it, it's not this. And it hasn't been for a long time. So think about that. I'm telling you, when you drop that tower, you'll be ready. Ghosted. Yeah, either by word or in deed. Mentally, emotionally, sexually, they leave you hanging. Capricorn energy. Dude, seriously. Positive change, self-love. If something's happened in your family, I am sorry. If something's happened in your family and you started having talks with them and it puts you in this mindset of making positive change for yourself because you want to learn to love yourself better, if something has given you an example of what it is you don't want to be, or somebody in your family talked to you about if this is what you really want and if this is where you really want to go, then that's what you need to do. I want you to listen to that because it's coming from a place of self-love, which means it's good and that's correct and it's healthy. I see that this person tempts you with emotionally meeting your needs or physically meeting your needs, and then they're gone again. Not physically gone, but just like, I'm showing up long enough to give you something so I can get whatever it is I need met, and I don't have to feel guilty about it. And then you have a soulmate. I know, no shit. I've seen that a couple times for you. Patience, isolation. We are having to show patience right now. We are separated from our soulmate at this time. I saw that, yeah. I don't just make this shit up, guys. You are having to have patience, though. Patience. It keeps coming up. Patience, patience, patience. Sure, why not? All day, every day now with the Patience song. Guns N' Roses, the good one. I don't know who redid it recently. I'm a loyalist, alright? I'm a loyalist. No. It's, yeah, no, we have to have patience for our soulmate. We are currently separated for them, and for good reason. The desire is no less strong, and the implication of them in your future is no less strong, assuming that you do what's right for you. And some of you will be doing what's right for you this month. And others of you not till further out. I'm just saying wall of pentacles right now. dismantling so many things that have to be worked through for some of you. And for others of you, it's mounting evidence. Okay? Like I said, you can't escape that real world energy. It either is or it isn't. That pentacle's pretty damn non-negotiable. So if you start seeing just a plethora of evidence that, oh, this is how it really is, you're eventually going to hit your tolerance gap, honey. And your tolerance gap is that King of Swords, Ten of Swords, Tower, Four of Cups. Piss that Aquarius off. Okay. I don't know why I'm feeling this one. I just saw the pink and I'm like, okay, I guess we're pulling. That's not my favorite oracle, but it is well known. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that summary spirit. For yourself, we all know this one. The unicorn, that mythical creature who should not be penned in, is penned in. That unicorn is so much more powerful than that fucking fence, but he's been trained to think that that fence is the end-all be-all of his world, and he's the fucking unicorn. No. He believes he's trapped, he isn't. Somebody put that around him. That wasn't his choice, but he came to accept it. Here's what he came to accept. This commitment is upside down, and so is the concept of true love. It represents neither true commitment nor true love. They're both upside down concepts. Woo, that was pretty damn direct. Thank you, Spirit. You deserve love. Yes, you do. Some of you have Sag in your chart. You deserve love. That's your soulmate. Soulmate's talking to you right there. You deserve love. They want to hit you with that arrow, but they've told you something like that before. I love you, and I want the best for you. Your soulmate said something. The one who wants to trap you is the one who's going to lie to you. The one who actually loves you would free you. You know, I want you to know you deserve love, and I love you. You know, if you really love somebody, you set them free. You don't try to enslave them. It's not new love, it's love with a soul bond, but they're saying it's new to you both. There is, like I said, the opportunity for something more to exist. Okay. Wedding. Okay, for all you romantics out there. Okay. I will say that this one's a bit cheeky in this oracle deck with the wedding. The way she looks at him, she's like, I always knew it's going to be you. I like that. I can't help it. And this one, the way she looked, I don't know if you can see it. Unfortunately, it's holographic. I don't know why they did that. But the way she's looking at it, it's like, I told you. I told you it was you. It's so cheeky. That's so funny. It's like, I always knew. You didn't believe me? That's fine. That's your fault. But whatever. That was 10 years ago. I still love you. Oh, it's so cheeky. S. Just one letter. S. Okay. S. The busy bee is upside down. Somebody here is not productive. They don't give. They don't give to the hive. They don't produce the pollen. Okay. They cannot excuse their lack of whatever. But somehow they get away with it. The infinity loop, the true definition of the soulmates, it loops back. So the infinity loop, it loops back on itself. In other words, it gives in both directions in equal measure, like so. So it's the soulmate energy. Circle energy goes nowhere. The infinity loop feeds. One feeds the other. Some of you are connected. One of your energies that is either exiting or entering is Scorpio. Regardless, the medallion came face down, so somebody here is very marked as very passionate. Okay, and then Toro. Yes, that is Taurus. We also have the Taurus medallion. Oh, that, of course, you could have those. You have a lot of fixed sign. I have to say, there's a lot of fixed. The only person we're missing here is Leo. I've seen Aquarius, I've seen Taurus, I've seen Scorpio. We've got a lot of fixed sign energy. So you might be a double, triple fixed. One of your connecting energies that's either trying to enter or trying to exit. It could be a double or triple fixed too. So those two are the most stubborn. Scorpio and Taurus. They're a great combination, those two. When they combine, great energies. But when they work against each other, holy shit. Oh my god. Okay. Anything else here, please? The optimist. Sagittarius. Yeah, I saw that. Somebody's very optimistic, though, by nature. The glass is half full kind of energy. The optimist. Yes. J. The seahorse. Piscean energy. The proud male. But also fragile. Still wants love. And the child. That's so funny. I never pulled the child, and I think I've gotten the child for the past couple of readings. Somebody here has a child. Could be that they already have a kid. Or that you have children in this pre-existing dynamic. I do not know. Dependency. But yeah, a child might be in existence. For some of you, that's confirmation. Or you want a child. Something like that. Okay, that's enough. Aquarius, honey, you put it in the comments as you see fit. This was a great reading. Very good. I'm very happy for you. I can't say that enough. Every time I touched in on your energies between you and your new but old person, things are just going great. Things are just beautiful, and they're flourishing. And again, it kind of blows you away that somebody could really mean what they say and say what they mean. It's not something that you're used to. And I can see why you wouldn't be used to it, because this person lies to get what they want. And again, they don't know that they're doing it. Not really. How are you supposed to work with that? That's a brilliant thing about lying that much to yourself. You can actually believe it, and you'll never get a straight answer. But you know something's wrong. So yeah, when you meet somebody this developed and this competent and this, no, this is what I mean. And, well, I tell you I love you, I mean it. And this is what I want us to do, and this is our goals, and this is what I'd like to see us do, and this is what I'd like to do to you intimately, and mean it. Yeah, no, that's who that person is. It's kind of cute in your obstacles. I don't know how to get the friendship going back up again. Christina, how do I do that? Honey, examine your feelings first and foremost, and then speak to your feelings. But know that you are firmly on the path of exiting this, because it's going to do what it needs to do to pull you back. Okay? All right, like I said, I hope this helped you. I'll see you in approximately 2 weeks for your 3-month overview. I do not know that I will see a continuation of this necessarily. I might tune into a completely different group of Aquariuses. I don't know, in other words. The next round of Intimate Tarot will be anywhere between 3 to 2 months from now. I'm thinking about increasing the rotation. I say that, but I've yet to make up my mind on it. But there you go. Okay, I do hope this helped you. This is great. I think it's powerful, and I think it's a strong testament to understanding, longing, desire. Strong connections that are worth having, and worth sometimes being frustrated and confused by, because it's coming from a good place, not because it's coming from an unhealthy place. And being determined in your goals. I think you want to root out. I think you want to keep your foundation intact, but that means rooting out the lies from it, you know. I know they say they do their part, but I don't believe them, and at some point you stop too. Like I said, and if you're accumulating that evidence and you're seeing it for yourself. Okay. I will see you in a couple weeks. Take care. Be well.